Assalamu alaikum, friends. During the World War II, somebody asked Prime Minister of United Kingdom at that time, Sir Winston Churchill, that now that the Europe has been destroyed, your country has been destroyed as well. So would it be possible for you to come back to your will you be able to regain your status as the world power, as a very important country on earth? And then he replied that we will be able to do that if only our judiciary, if only our courts kept working, unbiased, and if at all the justice is delivered to all through our courts, and then only we will be able to regain all what we have lost, and we will become a world power again. We will be able to maintain and regain the status we used to have earlier. And the same thing has happened. The war ended, and their courts kept delivering the justice, and kept delivering the justice. And then what did happen? What did happen? That the United Kingdom became the world power again. Now they are the permanent member of the United Nations Security Council. Out of the five, there are four others. My dear friend, look, some 1,500 years back, 1,500 years back, there in the state of Medina, there was a famine, and it was the rule of Sayyidina Umar bin al-Khattab. And Sayyidina Umar bin al-Khattab and the whole world was afraid of him, that maybe any time soon the Muslims will come, and we might have to lose our country to them, and they will be ruling this country. Every country and was afraid. Even the superpowers at that time, the Kesar and the Kasra, Rome and Iran, they were the two superpowers, and they were very afraid as well. A news reached in the court of Caesar, the king of the Rome, and the king of the Rome, and the news reached there. A person brought a news that we were very afraid of the people of Medina, and we were very afraid that they might arrive at any time. But there is a famine inside that country, and you don't have to worry, you don't have to fear anymore at all. Then ask the Caesar, the king at that time, that is the justice going on there inside Medina? And the person who brought the news, he replied, yes, as for the justice is concerned, still there is a justice, inside that particular country. Then replied the Caesar, if at all the justice is being served there, then they don't have to fear at all. They will be dominating the world so soon. And the same thing happened during the rule of Sayyidina Umar bin al-Khattab. During the rule of Sayyidina Umar bin al-Khattab, both of these superpowers were conquered by the armies of Sayyidina Umar bin al-Khattab, and the great journal of history of the humans, general Khalid bin Walid was the general, and his name remains in the history even today. And then leave those all, and come back to Afghanistan, to neighboring Afghanistan. I think this country is delivering the justice. This neighboring country, Afghanistan, they are delivering the justice, and even nobody feels like, I, because of my wealth, I, because of my power, I, because of my political influence, I, because of any other reason, I can do any bad thing, any sort of injustice against any of the weakest person in the society. He will never be allowed, and his hand will be cut off if at all he do any sort of injustice against any of the weaker person in the society. So I think that what is happening in Pakistan, despite the fact that Pakistan, a state, is spending huge amount of money on the judiciary, but the judiciary in Pakistan is the poorest one. And now look upon what is happening at the bottom level, at the civil courts, at the session district and session courts, in the high courts, and even in the Supreme Court. They, as for these lower justice courts are concerned, there is a rule of the money, and there is a rule of the influence and power as well. As far the top courts are concerned, they are very biased. They are very biased indeed. I think if at all this sort of state remain in Pakistan, Pakistan will never be able to, unfortunately develop and prosper. As for the general public of Pakistan is concerned, they will remain poor, and they will remain very weak indeed.